Ahoy mateys, my name is Cullen and this is my 1978 Chris Craft Corinthian. This boat has been so much fun I've had it for almost 4 years now, and I've lived on it for 3 of those years. This last weekend, New Year's Day, was the closest I've ever come to losing this boat. So one of the most important things you can do with an awesome boat like this is to share it with friends, which is exactly what I did. I took the boat downtown. It's about a 5-mile cruise, really uneventful, not much to talk about. I mean, I did get it up to 18 knots, which I think is the fastest I've ever gone in this boat. It has a freshly cleaned bottom and the engines are running just fine. If you know, you know, that was a long process. It's great right now, and that's as much as I can ask for. It's just a great running boat. So that cruise downtown went awesome. Pulled up, it's a long single-sided dock, public dock, available to anybody. You can use it up to 3 nights a month. I just let the boat cruise into place, shifted into neutral, ran down to the side, and tied onto the dock. Just one person, just me, single-handed. And that's the kind of thing that used to terrify me. I used to be scared just backing into this slip. That's what practice and a lot of soul searching does, is when you really want to do something, you work for it and you learn how to do it. And that's been an awesome process to get to know this boat to a point where I can dock single-handed on a public dock with nobody else. That's just really, really cool. My friends started showing up at like 10 o'clock at night because there are fireworks at midnight, and dude, this show was so awesome. We had an amazing time. Everybody left and I spent the night on the boat, and I also stayed on the boat for the entirety of New Year's Day, just because I can. It's my boat. I want to spend the first day of the year downtown. The next night, however, the night of January 1st, I'm all alone. There's almost nobody else on the dock. There's one other boat, but it's really about 1,000 yards down. It's a very long dock. And I see something out on the dock. It looks like a man bundled up, and he's just sleeping about 15 feet away from the boat. I'm like, I should probably keep an eye on this. That's about 1 o'clock at night at that point. About 30 minutes later, I look out, and instead of lying down, he's now standing up. Not moving, just standing there. Okay, it's a public dock. He's not doing anything wrong. Again, I'll keep an eye on the situation to make sure that nothing happens. Another 30 minutes go by, and I notice that he's not standing where he used to be. I don't see him, but he probably moved on. Then, about 10 minutes after that, I feel the boat shift. I look, I don't see him. I grab a pocket knife, don't open it, but just have it in my hand, ready to open in a moment's notice. I walk out that door, around here, and I see him standing on the side of the boat, and next to him is one of the 3 lines that was holding the boat to the dock. The spring line has been untied. Cleat hitches do not untie themselves naturally. I've never seen it happen. And that means that he must have untied the boat. He doesn't see me at this point. He's facing that way. I come around to this point. I very clearly and calmly state, what happened to that line? He's startled, he turns around, and he says, I don't know, I just got here, which you and me, we know that's a lie because I've been watching him for an hour now. I just continue walking, step down the ladder I had set up, keep him in front of me at all times. Very, again, just confident as I can possibly be in that situation. I tell him I'm going to retie this line and it's going to stay that way. And he says again, I don't know, I just got here. Then he walks away. I tie the line, I get back on the boat, and for the next 4 hours, I'm just extremely vigilant. Luckily, that situation ended there. I feel like I did everything I could to diffuse the situation instead of approaching in a threatening way or making things worse. But there's a lot of things that could have gone bad. And that's the closest I've ever come to losing my boat. Through all the storms that we've been through, at least 4 hurricanes and tropical storms, I've moved this boat hundreds of miles over land with all the things that could have gone wrong in that process. I rebuilt the engines myself. Heaven knows how dangerous that could have been if something went wrong. But that moment on New Year's Day was the closest I've ever come to losing this boat. And it's heartbreaking for me. Every time I'm reminded that the scariest things in the world are other people. Because I'm a naturally trusting person. I want to think everyone has the best interest of other people in mind. But sometimes people aren't thinking clearly, or they have their own ambitions that get in the way of other people, whether they mean to or not. And people can cause so much damage. I don't know what his goal was here. If he was trying to steal the boat, I would assume he would get on the boat and try to start the engines first, but sometimes you can't expect logical thinking. My best guess is that he just wanted to see what would happen. I have compulsive thoughts sometimes too. Most of the time, I don't do things like that. I hate to imagine what would have happened if I wasn't awake, if I wasn't even on the boat, or if I didn't confront him. All the things that could have gone wrong. Imagine if he wasn't satisfied just untying one line. If he untied 2, the boat probably would have swung out with the current and at least damaged some of the fiberglass work on the dock. And if for some reason he untied all 3 lines, this boat would be drifting down the St. Johns River, unpowered, uncontrolled, at 2:30 in the morning. It would have probably gone miles, just bouncing off of bridges and other boats that are docked, and the amount of damage that could be done is enormous. This boat could be at the bottom of the river right now if I wasn't able to control the situation in the way I was. I want to try to pull some kind of moral from this, but I don't have one. Things like this happen on a boat, and you need to be ready for them. That's just part of the boat life. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you, so maybe you can learn a thing or two from this. Thanks so much for watching. So this channel has been around for a while now. In the last year, I did that one big trip from Annapolis to Jacksonville on my friend's boat, but I didn't do much else that year besides that. But this year, I plan on making one video every single week, and I really want to do that. And this, hopefully, is the first of just many more to come. So, welcome to Cullen Craft Chapter 2, if you will. Let's get going.